Hi.
Yeah. Okay. So good evening, dear all. We are so happy to see all of you joining the regular Thursday EWB webinars. And today we are hosting again our wonderful speaker, uh, Miss Marwa Mansour from Egypt. And we are so excited because every time she does a webinar with EWB, she brings really great topics to discuss and also to introduce to teachers. And today she's going to talk about a comprehensive guide to age-adjusted academic writing. And for all those who haven't participated in our previous webinars with Marwa Mansour, let me introduce Marwa Mansour. Once again, welcome Marwa to EWB, and we are again so happy to host you. So Marwa Mansour, born in Egypt, Cairo, is an English language educator. She pursued her business studies at Ain Shams University before shifting her career trajectory to follow her passion for teaching and learning English. To fulfill her dream, she enrolled at Cambridge University, and in 2004, she embarked on her teaching journey in Saudi Arabia and held various positions in private school across multiple countries. Her roles have included English teacher, head of the English department, academic manager, CIE, exam officer, Cambridge coordinator, and school principal. Marwa has actively participated in several training programs focused on English teaching, teacher training, evaluation and assessment, and preparation for accreditation. She also volunteered at TESOL, Saudi Arabia for 2 years. Marwa's academic pursuits include literature, management, leadership, and training. She holds a master's degree in English education from Indonesia, and additionally, she hosts a podcast on Instagram called Teaching Cycle. Currently, Marwa serves as a CEO of Oxford School in Tajikistan. And dear all, please join the webinar and actively engage to ask your questions to our speaker today. And dear Marwa, over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Nasiba, for the nice introduction. Thank you so much. I hope everyone can hear me well. I have some cold and my voice is not that well, but I didn't want to be late for our meeting. Thank you so much for this opportunity from EWB. Let's go, and here I am sharing my screen with you. Just a second. Okay. Can you see the screen now? Okay. So welcome, dear audience. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the people who are used to attend with us every Thursday. It's a very constructive meetings that we have every Thursday. Thanks for EWB for giving us this wonderful chance. Today, we are going to discuss about academic writing. I know that writing is a big headache for all the teachers. And I have seen during my life, some teachers are running from teaching academic writing because it is a very hard task for them. Today, we will have a guideline on how to teach academic writing for different ages. I hope it would be applicable for you to follow up with this thing. First, I would like to start by recognizing our audience. So who are the students? Who are we teaching? Have you any idea about what Gen Z is? Maybe you can write in the chat box. Who are Generation Z? You can write in the chat box. Okay, generation born after 2000, teenagers. Okay. Okay, let's go and know more about Generation Z. Who are they? Just a second. So as we see here on the screen, Generation Z are, as you said, all of you, it's like the teenagers we are teaching them now, they were born during the 1990s till the 2010. So most probably Generation Z that we have now are in high school or just about to graduate, or maybe they are in university nowadays. These young people, they are born uh, in the era of where we are using the internet and using technology a lot. So we have some characteristics that we can define Generation Z according to that. They have grown up with technology. They are comfortable with using their phones and many digital tools and platform. They have they they are really into business and they really like to have business. And most of these students, when you talk to them, they wanted to have their own business one day. So they are thinking about money most of the time. They have the global perspective as well. Of course, they are following a lot on the social media. They are following the news on the internet. So they have that global perspective. They believe in the world and they know about the cases around the world. They also have some concerns regarding the environment. I am from the millennial generation. So I don't know, when we were children, we were not thinking that much about environment. Um, but nowadays, the kids, they know more about global warming, they know more about recycling, about saving concern them to learn something, and they have the passion to learn this thing, they can learn by themselves easily. And they like to be self-directed. So maybe sometimes you give them advice and they feel that, no, this advice is not going to work for me, and they find their own way. I believe all of us now, we are facing some people or some young people from Generation Z. Let's go for the following one, Generation Alpha. What do you know about them? Write in the chat box, please. Okay. 18 to 23, these are Generation Z, but how about Generation Alpha? Yeah, the Alpha kids, we want to know about them. 13, yes, correct. Okay, let's know more information about Generation Alpha. Generation Alpha are born from the 2010 until 2020, let's say. They are fully raised in the 21st century. And if we look at our students now, the eldest Generation Alpha is in grade 6 or 7 this year, if we would say so. Okay, what's very special about Generation Alpha? They are digital natives. It means that they totally depend on digital technology, and they are really into artificial intelligence and I don't know, things automated in their lives. I am sure you have experience talking to some of Generation Alpha students about the old recordings, for example. They can't even imagine how was it. If you show them a tape, a cassette tape, they guess a lot. What is that? They don't know it. So they are totally raised in a digital life. They also have global connectivity, like of course with the internet and the social media. And we can see that most students grade 7, they have their own Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. they know exactly how to prepare a content by preparing video. They know how to edit videos, how to edit photos, and all these skills. They have technological fluency. Of course, they have early exposure to coding and virtual reality. They are very good at programming, coding, and they tend to practice that a lot in their life. Uh, they are diverse and they know about the environment. Of course, they are valuing different nationalities, different cultures, the value of the society, and they know about the environmental issues as well. They have education transformation. We were discussing that in the conference with the EWB this year. Uh, they know exactly how to learn by themselves, and the teacher needs to pay more effort to transfer the knowledge to them and to leave them to learn on their own. So they need different or innovative teaching methods, and they need the way that you leave them to learn on their own. Again, they have environmental awareness. They care about that a lot. And some of them, maybe, as I had some conversation, they are worried about the future and about the environment as well. So, why are we discussing all that? We are talking about academic writing. Why would we care about Generation Z and its characteristics and about Generation Alpha and its characteristics? It's simply because we are trying to approach these kids exactly the same way that our teachers were trying to approach us. And this is not correct because they are far away from us. They have their own mentality, they have their own interests and own beliefs. So, as a teacher, especially if you are teaching a productive skill like writing, you need to approach the kids from the point they like and they are interested in. So, let's go through together. What is academic writing? This is the first thing we need to know and learn about. As teachers, we know that academic writing is the piece of writing we are teaching inside the class. But for the students, they need to know that academic writing is the formal style of writing. Answer this question in the chat box, please. Do you have any student who is really able to write in a formal way? Please write yes or no. Okay. I see the difference between formal and informal. And when we ask them to write a letter or an email, they can't differentiate between writing an email to their friend or to a company manager or something. So the first thing we need to teach our students is that academic writing is the formal style we to convey the information we need in a correct way. So my second point here is the features of academic writing. It is formal, as we said. It is clear and precise. We don't need to use a lot of things to describe about that. We should be clear and to the point and precise about that. There is a structure and organization for each type of academic writing that we need to learn. It is evidence-based. You need to put some examples, details, or to support your writing by resources at the end, and so on. So it is evidence-based. It encourages critical thinking. while the student is writing the piece. That encourages critical thinking. We will see this together. The student should have audience awareness, as I told you now. He should know who would be the reader for the piece I am writing. If it is an email, is he a friend or a company manager? What are suitable styles for school students? Now it looks like a tough job. I am teaching academic writing, but for example, let's say I am teaching grade 3 or 4, or I am teaching grade 7, 8, or 9, and it is their first time to learn about academic writing after this webinar. How can I start with my students? What should I do with them? There are a lot of styles that are suitable for school students that you can start from. So, for example, journal writing. You yourself, as a teacher, you should have your own journal, and you should encourage your students to have their journals as well. Maybe students would write private things in their journal. Maybe they can write general things and just show it to you to show you if they are writing in a correct way or not. So encourage them to have journal to write every evening about what they have faced during the day. This is step 1, for example. Creative writing prompts. Some teachers call it free writing. So you just give them a topic or a prompt that they can write freely about it without being precise about any information, without having any research before. Just to imagine, think, and you just write about it. This is also successful. Letter writing. This is really important, guys, and I believe it can be step 1. Everyone likes to write letters. And of course, as we are discussing about Generation Z and Alpha, maybe you can turn the letter writing into email writing or messages writing. So they can exchange writing letters or messages in the school. Once we had a project in the school that we created a big box just to exchange letters like pen pal, and the students were writing to each other there, and we were distributing all the letters at the end of the week, and during the next week they reply to each other again. So it is really a nice project that encourages students to write. Believe it or not, after a while we started to find letters to the teachers that students were complaining or maybe telling about their problems at home or their problems, why can't they study this subject very well? And from there, we could discover their problems and we could help them more. So letter writing or email writing is very successful technique as well. Story starters. You can give them the first paragraph of a story and ask them to complete. So every student will complete the story in a different way. This is also a technique. Descriptive writing. Most of us, we are asking them to write a descriptive paragraph about his friend or his teacher or whatever. Try with this generation to describe a game that he is playing, to describe the rules of the game. Let's say the paintings there, the colors, how he spends time playing this game. They will write amazing essays for you. Research papers, of course, for higher grade students. You can give them a topic and you ask them to research and they write the information they found, and after that you check that. Opinion pieces also are very successful with high school because really the kids in high school, they like to show their opinions and they like to show you that they are grown up now and they have different perspective, different point of view than you, so they would write very well about that. Biography writing, this is very successful, especially if you relate that to some historical characters or something related to another subjects like history, math, chemistry, biology, the scientists there. It can be a good cooperation between you and other teachers as well. Poetry writing is, of course, for talented kids. Character creation. Imagine that we are creating a game. Now together, please create a character to be part of this game. The kids are very talented about that. They would create a character with the characteristics of that character. How does it look? What is it wearing all the time? What does it like and dislike? So it will be a good activity as well. Book reviews are very important, but it has a rule to be written. So also you can practice that. And current events commentary, like what is happening now, for example, in Khujand, what's happening now in Tajikistan. So it is easy for them to collect some news from TV or from newspapers and just write a comment about it. Editing and proofreading. That would be, or that would come later after all the students write everything. I would advise you to exchange their pieces and you ask them to start editing their colleagues' writing, and we will see how to do that in a nice technique in a while. Okay, now what are the challenges facing the teacher to teach academic writing? Please write in the chat box only one challenge that stops you from really teaching academic writing. I need 1 point. Totally agree with you. The comment we have here. What challenges you face? Level of language, okay. What else? They find it really difficult. Okay. Critical thinking. Kids who don't like writing. Totally agree with you. Okay. Yes, formal words are not available in their minds. Academic vocabulary, yes, correct. Okay. So, dear respected teachers, I would like to start with you by this point. Teachers' readiness. Are you ready as a teacher to teach academic writing or not? Can you yourself write a piece in a correct way or not? Are you ready to write an opinion essay, a problem solution essay, comparative essay? Do you know the types of essays? Do you know the types of academic writing pieces that your students need to write? This is really important. First, you yourself, you need to be ready to teach that. How? By writing that and by revising that. Choose a colleague for yourself in the school and try to write pieces together. Exchange it together. Show your opinions about that together. Believe me, for years I was struggling with teaching academic writing and I was escaping from it, as everyone. But in a while, I had a friend with me in the school, and we decided about that I am very weak in writing. And she said, I am very weak also. And that was the time after we got the IELTS exam, and I got 5 in writing. And it was a shock for me. How come I am an English teacher and I get 5 in writing? So we decided from that time just to start writing together and to check our writing together and to find some rubrics online and to try to revise if we are writing in a correct way or not. And after that, like 3 years or something, we got the IELTS again and we got 7.5. So it was big improvement. So you yourself as a teacher, you need to be ready for that. Also the students, as you mentioned in your comments, sometimes the students are not ready for writing. If we are talking about young learners, maybe they are facing some problems with their muscles and their hands. So you need to practice motor activities just to improve the skills of their hands, the muscles of their hands. Sometimes they are not patient just to sit down and to write, especially Generation Alpha we are talking about. They don't believe in the importance of writing. But I tried that with some of students, and I tried that with my son as well. Writing on the computer or writing on his tablet is still writing. I know that we like the student to write on their copybooks, and we like to see their handwriting, but we need to cope with the improvement or the development that's happening in the world now. So if the student refuses to write in his copybook, maybe he can write in a Word file, or maybe he can write on his tablet, and you should accept that as a teacher. The most important that you see his production. If he is producing, then this is fine for me. The second challenge the teachers are facing is the attention span, especially during the lesson. Students are not interested in writing a lot. They feel it is not important. And when you give them a prompt to write about, they start speaking. And they say, okay, Miss, I can just talk about that. I don't need to write. So why? Because they don't have the patience to sit, to focus, and to start writing. But we can't leave the students to do that, because in the future, and until now, all the universities, they ask the students to write essays before enrollment. Now, for example, I have many students in my school applying to the Flex program, and we are going through the process of writing essays with them. And believe me, it was very challenging period until they finished their essays. And until now, we are still following up writing the essays with them. Why? Because they had no training on that before. So attention span, how can I go over this problem? Just make your writing prompt more interesting for them. As we said a while ago, they are interested in environment, in different cultures, in technology. So change the topics you have in your book and just change it to be something interesting for them. I am facing a problem myself that the current books in the market, like, I don't know, Cambridge books or Oxford books or whatever, they are still not updated for that. We still see the same themes: family, friends, healthy food, unhealthy food, all these topics. The kids now, they see these topics as childish. They don't like it. So just jump to the next level. Choose a topic that they are really interested in. Maybe you can just ask them to write on a piece of paper about the topics they like, and after that you can choose from it. Number 3, lack of exposure and the low writing skill in language 1. So I don't know about here, about Tajikistan, but let's think together. Do we have a student who can really write an essay or an article or a proper paragraph in Tajik language or in Russian language? How many are they in your classes? Most of the students who are good at writing in language 1 would be good at writing in English language. And most of the students who are reading and reading in a frequent way, like they are finishing book after the other, most probably they are good at writing about their ideas. But unfortunately, again, Generation Z and Alpha, they are not good readers. And they are not, they don't have the command on their language 1. As I see the current generation, they know some language, some of the language 1, some of language 2, some of language 3, some of language 4. They didn't master a language that they can express their thoughts and their feelings in that language. Uh, that would create a good chance for you as an English teacher to cooperate with language one teacher. Maybe together you can choose one topic. She can practice writing that in Russian, for example, in her class, and you can practice writing that in English in your class. That would be a nice training for both of you. The fourth difficulty is expressive writing challenges. Kids can't find the words to express their thoughts. They prefer to express their thoughts by emojis, for example, or by posting something on Instagram or TikTok. This is the way they express their feelings. But if you ask them to tell you a sentence about how he feels now, they rarely find the words to express that. The fifth one is, as you mentioned in your comments, limited vocabulary and language skills. And of course, this is very fundamental. You need to make sure that your students are good at vocabulary and grammar, and you need to work on that all the time before jumping into academic writing. Again, I am apologizing for my voice. Okay, let's go through the next part. Let's design together a writing lesson for young learners who are from Alpha generation. As a teacher, how can I start? Let's decide, plan, and be consistent. This is the key here. If you have the consistency on working on academic writing with your students, they will be amazing. But what I see is that teachers, they give a piece of writing today, tomorrow they forget about checking it, after tomorrow they started checking, and then after 1 month they give the second topic to be written about. This way you can't teach your students academic writing. It is exactly like memorizing the vocabulary. You should plan this. For example, twice a week, it means twice a week. You should have the consistency of following up your students while they are writing, and you should give them the proper feedback on their writing so they can improve with you. Let's start now by the steps. You will start by discussing photos with your students. We will see that in details. Then you encourage them to create some sentences about the photos. You teach them the rubric, and we will see that together. You will focus on the introduction and the conclusion. You will focus on writing and organizing the ideas. You will edit their pieces for punctuation linking words. Then you will celebrate the success. Let's see how can we go through these steps together. The first step, start by discussing photos with your students. Please don't go to flashcards. The flashcards we have are childish to them. Use real photos. For example, my students are interested in environment, and this unit we are explaining this week is about seasons: winter, fall, summer, and spring. So I will ask them, nature is truly beautiful. What is the best natural place you have visited? And I can show them real photos about places that maybe they have visited. Here, I am just encouraging their memory to memorize what was the best place they have visited. Picture of this would represent you. After that, they chose this photo, for example, about the jungle. We need to encourage them to start creating sentences. Most of the time, the students can't create sentences. So we can encourage them by asking questions. If you see that your students are silent in this stage, you need to have set of questions ready with you about who, what, where, when, and why. So you start giving these questions to them and you expect to have answers. While they are giving you the answers, you can put all these ideas on the board for them. The third stage you can go through is teaching them about the rubric. And this is the main point about the success of their academic writing. And this is the main point that would help them to improve their writing every time. Some teachers say, my students are very young. They will never understand the rubric. This is not correct. It is the way you present the rubric for them. Some teachers are presenting the rubric as a checklist, as you see here. This is a rubric for first grade students. Are first grade students writing academic writing? Yes, they do. They do. Students to write, I teach them about this rubric. Guys, before you write or after you write, you need to check your writing. Did you use your finger to leave a space between each word? Yes. Do all your sentences begin with a capital letter? Yes. Did you use the punctuation marks that we learned together, like the full stop, the question mark, exclamation mark? Only 3. Yes. Did you spell your words correctly from the word wall, for example? Yes. Did you read your sentences as a complete sentence? There is a subject and a verb? Yes. Their writing following this rubric. As you see, this is a very simple rubric. You can teach it easily to grade 1 and 2 students. Now you are raising them up on considering academic writing and considering that there are some rules I need to follow to get the full mark in my writing. Here is another example of another rubric that can be used for grade, let's say, 4, 5, and 6. It is more written, like, and we have more criteria here that about the organization, about the content and ideas, about the sentences fluency, and we have marks now. It's not yes or no, it is needs improvement, fair, good, and excellent. If you students practice on using that, believe me, you will see very good result. And my advice, put this rubric in the exam paper. So when you prepare your exam paper, always and always put a writing piece and put the rubric there. So when the student having the exam, he will write and he will check himself. Oh, this is not cheating? No, guys, it's not cheating. We want our students to love writing. We want them to be into writing. So encourage them. Maybe in the exam he will get high score in writing. That would be a good encouragement for him. So just try to do that. The second step or the following step, focusing on the introduction and conclusion. I always like to use this in my classes, especially with young learners. Writing is like a hamburger. You can never go to the shop and buy a piece of meat and you say that, oh, I have a hamburger to eat. You always and always need 2 pieces of bread and at the bottom. Those 2 pieces of bread are very important to hold your ingredients to eat your hamburger. This is very nice, and all the kids, they easily follow it, and it is very successful with them. As you see here, we indicate to the student that the topic sentence is like the conclusion sentence. Both of them are bread, so they are similar to each other, but the bottom is different from the top. The top has some sesame, the bottom doesn't have. It means both of them are the same, but in different words. So this way they understand about the topic or the introduction and the conclusion part. I am sure you have faced many of your students that go directly into the topic without putting an introduction or a conclusion. That would be a good technique for them to follow. After we follow that, we ask them to, it's nice to give them the same chart, and you ask them to organize their ideas here regarding the topic you have given them. After that, we will start editing for punctuation and linking words. With alpha generation, the finger editing. As we know, all the students are afraid of the red pen of the teacher. And when they see their piece checked in red pen, and there are a lot of red signals on it, they get frustrated and disappointed. So this technique is really nice. We hang it in the class and we tell them, when you see red, it means that this is a problem with spelling. When you see orange, it is a fragment. When you see green, it is a run-ons. When you see 4, it is punctuation, or blue. When you see purple, other, the result will be something similar to that. This student wrote about ducks, and as you see here, they checked to each other by different colors. This is very encouraging for them. The last one is to celebrate the success. How can we celebrate the success of our students and their pieces? Maybe you can hang them on a bulletin board, like you see here. Or our students are more into digital life, so we can follow something like Class Dojo. I love this one. We can increase a mark for them or give them an avatar just for their characters. It would be a very nice celebration of their success. Sometimes you can give them a cup or something on Class Dojo. It is also helpful, and the parent can see that as well. So this is all for Alpha. If we move for Generation Z, I didn't put that in details. I will leave that for you to research. But here are the steps. Again, you start by discussing the prompt with your students. You will make sure that the language skill is suitable for their age. You will teach them the rubric, of course, different rubric. You will teach them about mind maps. This is very important. You focus on the content and the voice here, if it is formal or informal. Again, they will write and organize ideas. They will edit now for transitional words and the level of the vocabulary. If it is high level or low level vocabulary, you can find this online easily. Then you celebrate the success. Regarding the vocabulary, I advise you to find the academic vocabulary, the academic list of words online. There is academic word list for each grade. You can download it easily, and you can follow up memorizing that with your students. These are the steps for Generation Z, and you can search how can we apply this exactly like we have done for Generation Alpha. I hope we can get your feedback about that. I hope you yourself, you can start practicing on these steps as a teacher. Find a friend, give him your piece, just check for each other. That would be really, really helpful. I think now we are just about to receive your questions and so on, Miss Nasiba.
Yes, indeed, very interesting topic. And I'm sure, like, the insights that you shared, they are really great and will be very helpful for many of those who are teaching students how to write. Yeah. And of course, like, thank you so much for sharing great insights and great tips. And we have a number of questions here, so we'll try to do our best, yes, to cover all of them. So let's go and start asking the questions. So okay, it's not quite clear. What do you think of using ChatGPT for academic writing?
Ah, actually, if you are using ChatGPT, you can immediately recognize if your student used ChatGPT or not. Using ChatGPT for academic writing is not that much successful, especially if the student is going to take the academic writing in an exam room, because it's not helpful this way. It is good to show examples for the students that this is the proper writing. It's okay. But to ask the students or to encourage them to use ChatGPT, this is not helpful at all. Again, we will go back to the problem that our students can't put their thoughts in written words. By using ChatGPT, there will be no productivity, I believe. They need to produce themselves.
Yeah, that's true. But unfortunately, like, even lots of those who are running businesses, they are also using ChatGPT. And that's like, they're saying like under time pressure, you sometimes need to do multiple tasks. And therefore, like, we are using ChatGPT. And that was a big surprise for me. But anyway, this is something that,
I think just to finish something in a hurry, it's okay. But if you are teaching that, or if your student is gonna, let's say, for example, my student is gonna go for the IELTS or the TOEFL, how can he manage inside the exam with ChatGPT? He needs to be able to produce.
Yeah, that's true, exactly. So next question. How do you balance the complexity and simplicity of academic writing for different age groups?
Sorry, how what?
How do you balance the complexity and simplicity of academic writing for different age groups?
The first thing, and I always tell that to everyone, the profile of your students. If your students are not able to go through academic writing because of low level of vocabulary or low level of grammar, you need first to focus on that. And after that, you jump to the academic writing. Start by writing simple sentences on a photo. These sentences can be like not linked, like only 1, 2, 3, 4, just 4 sentences. This is very simple. After that, after a while, when they get used to that, you can start teaching them how to connect these sentences to each other. After they learn the connectivity, you can start by teaching them how to put an introduction and a conclusion for that. So you can't just start directly by academic writing. You need to spend some time on building the language with them.
Yeah, completely agree. Like, skills should be built brick by brick every time. Yeah,
Definitely.
agree.
As we said, Ms. Nasiba, if they don't have the skill in creating that in language one, then it is big deal for us.
Yeah. So next question, like, during my student years, one of my teachers used to say that if you want to improve your writing skills, read lots of books, because like, you
Yes.
know, you will remember all these, like, you know,
Yeah.
styles, different styles, and
Yeah.
of course, like, you will be able to produce them. And I was just thinking, is it really true? But then, yeah, when I
It is
started
true.
reading a lot, like, it
Yes,
improved my
true.
vocabulary.
Yeah, you see different styles from different authors. You acquire a lot of vocabulary while reading. You know how's the conclusion. You even know how to put more details and examples to make your piece of writing life. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So, next question, how do you incorporate feedback and revision into your age-adjusted academic writing process?
Yeah, in my opinion, the feedback regarding academic writing should be personal, like one-to-one. You can't give the feedback in a class wise. You need to have your time with your students one by one. I know that maybe you face large class, but you need to do that with your students if you want them to improve their writing. You need to show them their problems and to be true about that, and to show this problem on the rubric. How can he
Mm,
fix it? So the
mm,
next time you will never face this again, I believe. If you have very, very large class, like 40 or something, maybe you can ask for peer checking.
mm,
The peer checking will help you a lot. In this situation, the students will they will feedback each other, and in a point they will struggle and they will come back to you. So it will be a little low for you to work on that.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So next question. So Mehrin Yashova is asking, can you share some tips for improving writing skills? And I'm sure like she's asking not for students, but rather for the teachers.
For the teachers, yes. I hope that everyone here is on the EWB Telegram. I can share a lot of books, to not theoretical books, but books that you practice yourself as a teacher, how to improve your writing. There is a very nice series of books, Interaction. Its name is Interaction, and it takes you from level 1 of writing to level 4 for how to improve your writing during that. I will share this group of books on our Telegram. It will be helpful for everyone. No worries.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so next question. So Saudat is asking, how to start academic writing with low achievers?
As we said before, low achievers, they need first to practice on photos, only photos. And you need to work with them on creating one sentence, then two sentences, then four sentences. Building academic writing is really a process that needs patience. I have seen many, many teachers that ask the students, write a paragraph about your friend. He doesn't know how to write. He didn't see a sample of that. He doesn't know how to use the language he has in his mind. So start by photos for low achievers, writing separate sentences, then linking them together. It will go fine with them.
Yeah, thank you so much. And we also have a couple of more questions. So let me just scroll them. So the question is like, how do you use visuals, graphs, tablets, and other multimedia events in age-adjusted academic writing? Academic writing, yes.
This is
Mhm.
very nice question, because as we are talking about Generation Z and Alpha, they are really into visuals. Uh, Now they are always with their phones and computers and so on, so they see a lot of photos. This is really nice. You can, for the graphs, for example, they need to learn how to read the graphs. They already learned that in math, but you can reflect to that in your writing class, to use the vocabulary like descending, ascending, and these types of vocabulary. And by the way, this is a task in the IELTS exam to describe a graph. This is task 1 in academic writing. So they need to learn about that as well. Other things, like, for example, the news in the TV or a poster on the wall or something like that, it is really nice to follow the descriptive method. The children will go fine with that.
Yeah, even my daughter, I remember when she was like, quite younger, I brought a book and gave it to her, and she said like, there are no pictures. What the book is about?
Yes,
And,
yes,
yeah,
that's
and
it.
I was like, oh, okay, now she likes,
Exactly.
yeah, with
Yeah,
pictures.
they are
Yeah,
more visuals. Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Thank you. So, and we have just, one more question left, I guess. So, okay. Can a teacher give low achievers kind of task as a homework to write something, and how we can just make sure that they are not going like, on the internet and finding everything and just, producing it the day work?
I believe every teacher knows her student. If he went online and wrote it, or he wrote it himself. In my opinion, if even the student went online and tried to write from there, he did some research, and he tried to find something. How to give low achievers homework? Just to give them a task in your class, practice it with them, and give them a similar task to that to do it at home. You will see their productivity with you in the class, and you will see that as a homework. After that, you can check, you can compare, and you can tell them, wow, you improved with your homework. And maybe that time, most of the students, they say, Miss, I found it from online. It's okay, you did some research, good job. Just let's try to write it again together now. What do you think? So they will try to write it just to make the teacher happy with that. Teaching academic writing is not an easy job, guys. As I told you, it needs planning, it needs consistency, it needs you as a teacher to be ready for everything. You as a teacher is running from teaching academic writing. How about the students? They don't like it. So we need to find a way to make them like it. Uh, the activity that I really like is the reflective writing. It means to show them a video or something that's really interesting for them, and you ask them to reflect in writing about that video. It's really successful. Or, for example, to read a story and after that to reflect to that story. How did they feel about the main character, for example? Or if they were in the shoes of the main character, how would they act or behave? So these techniques might help them to love academic writing a little bit.
That's true. Yeah, thank you so much. Let me just double check if we have any more questions left. I think we have covered all the questions. Yeah, and thank you so much, Miss Marwa. Like, it's kind of a great pleasure always to learn something new from you during the webinar. And I'm sure like lots of teachers now are waiting for the telegram, yeah, for the telegram sharing. And yeah, but I'm sure like, for many teachers, again, as I mentioned, academic writing is something new in the context of Tajikistan, because it's only introduced in private schools or in educational centers. But as for universities or schools, this is something still not included in
It's
the
always
curriculum
kept.
yet. Yeah,
Yes,
not in
it
the
is
curriculum
always
yet.
kept. Yes.
Yeah, sure. But this is something lots of the teachers would like to learn more. And yes, and of course, like, we will look for more opportunities where this kind of offer will be provided for English language teachers. And of course, like, we will be happy if you could also share some more materials and some resources where the teachers can learn more about academic writing. Once again, thank you, dear all, for joining this webinar. And we'll be sharing the the materials shared by Miss Marwa, yes, later on our website. And of course, like, thank you so much, Miss Marwa, once again for your generosity and sharing your tips, your experience, as well as just your insights. I'm sure, like, the teachers learned a lot during this webinar, and it will also motivate them to do self-learning, to do self-exploration, and also investing their time into self-education. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, dear audience.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your evening.
Yeah, thank you. And wishing all of you to have a good evening. So please don't forget about our great opportunities and contest for students. Yeah. So since we are celebrating International Education Week this week, we also announced a contest about a photo and video poster, which starts with education starts with, and your students or your teachers, you can participate to share your vision, what education starts with. And of course, like, we have prepared cool prizes. So if you want to grab those prizes, go and participate in this contest and share your opinion about what is education. Okay, thank you so much. And stay tuned with EWB, and more opportunities and more activities will be shared later on. Thank you so much. Have a good evening, dear all. Thank you so much, dear Marwa.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.